Hey guys, this is Rick. I thought I'd come back. We're getting close to another end of times date set for the end of this month, just a couple of about a week or so from now. And I always try to put out a little advice ahead of time to see if I could keep people from going too far over the deep end. But basically, the end of times in our Bibles that everyone keeps looking at as, oh, this is the prophecy for the end of times. You have to understand that the way Jesus and God speak of this in our Bible, they make it out to be, and it's an adulterous generation that looks for signs for the end of times. And what that means is it is a disconnected people that think and act this way. And because if you were to become connected, you would be able to understand the word. And because of that, it would connect you and it takes away these crazy thoughts from your mind. But, anyways, what you're being filled with more is information. Whereas if you're going to follow the letter of the Bible, it's not going to answer any of your questions. You're just going to have more. Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? And of course, this is to evoke fear. Okay. And what would Earth and mankind be without fear? You know, it would just be another a walk in the park, right? But that is what's the way it's supposed to be. And this is how the end of times really works in our Bible. Is that once you have you're born without this connection to God, and so that creates the an intellect or a mind that's of its own, basically. And so, without having a mother or a second half to bounce things off of, which is the idea of mother and father, all we have is father. And so that's going to represent the west side, all right? And that's the sun, all right? The sun, or that's our intellect, it's our emotions. It's what happens in the daylight. It's consciousness. It's the idea of the daylight, the outside. And so, of all the different things that we have in that, we have the sun goes dark. And so that's the color of the first phase, this first kingdom, or the West, is the idea of darkness. It's black. It's the black horse, and it belongs to our intellectual side of us. All right. Now, so the sun has to go dark. This is around the sixth chakra that all of this stuff happens. All right. The moon is the emotions. The emotions are under the sign of water, whereas the sun is under the sign of earth. Okay, so moon becomes our emotions, and in the process of it, the moon becomes blood, and then the stars fall from the sky, fall from heaven to earth, and then heaven departs. This is a positive sign. It's not a negative sign. This first one up here, the idea that whenever we go into meditation, they call it like sackcloth. It's going into to die. It's a type of sleep. And so, it's a sackcloth where, you can still see through it. So you're not really dead. But your emotions have gone red. This would be the moon. And the north. This is what's going to represent the north side of us. And the red horse. All right. The red horse has come to take peace from the earth. This is normal when you're, and this not the good side. This down here, You know, this is represents what each one of those can do. But when we're, you know, when you're dead, you know, and living on earth, you are riding around on a black horse, or you're riding around on the red horse, or you're riding around on the pale horse, because God is not granted to us, and so there's no white horse in our life at all. All right. So the black horse is this one here is a it has balances in his hand, so he can go this way or that way. He's the one that gets the choice. Do you want to be black or do you want to be white? Those are the only two colors that are offered to you. The red horse was given to take the peace away from earth. Earth is our mind, to take the peace away from you and to create wars and havoc and stuff like that. So that's what the red horse does. And remember, this is also represent. This is the moon, which is sin. This is church, religion, and it's another outside thing. Pale horse was given death. Death is the body itself. It's the sacrifice, and because we are, you know, not following the white horse, we're only offered death. And so death is this darkness. That's why we consider if you're not connected to God, you're dead. So all you people that worry about the end of times coming, you're dead. You don't even have to worry about it. This you shouldn't have to worry about it. All right. So most of all of our stories, and comes from Revelations and different places in our Bible. We have these four kingdoms. These four kingdoms would be, the top of us would be gold. That's the first kingdom, and that's the head. And then we have our shoulders and our breast. I mean, our arms and our breast are silver, and this is where our power comes from. The energy comes from the second kingdom. This is our chakra system and our arms, our hands. All right. And so the third kingdom, which is what rules over us, is from our stomachs to our thighs. All right. So this is the waist. This is where we have to gird our waist. And that means, you know, to have control over this part of us that has control over us. So we want more control over this. And then, of course, the fourth kingdom is the legs, which is going to be from the knees down about. And so, and they are steel, or no, they are iron. And when they get down to the feet, because the feet are a part of this group, they're clay. And so what you get is in the instance when Jesus is killed with the two. Remember, we go in threes. Jesus is the main guy that starts everything off. But basically, the two thieves that are in there is going to be the outside of you, the Father, and religion is going to be your others. And so they get whacked, or the emotions. She gets whacked. So what happens is, because see, this is Father, and this would be representing what would be our religion, because there's a fun story where the Queen of the South comes and makes a deal with with this woman. All right, and well, what it is she takes place of the higher side of us, and this is the second beast. All right, the second beast would come right in here, and it's a moon ruled over our emotions and stuff like that, and that is religion. All right, the word. All right, and then we what else would we have to do? I was wondering where I was going with that. Damn it! But this is what the end of times looks like. All right. The stars that fall from the sky. There's this idea that from the earth and wormwood and the bottomless pit. This is all coming from the third kingdom. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was talking about these kingdoms. when Jesus dies on the cross with the two witnesses beside him, all right, or two, not witnesses, the thieves, they get their legs broken. And like I said to most people, or to anyone, I said that religion is the first thing that's gone, and that represents the fourth kingdom. That's our legs, what makes us what we stand on. And so they come and they shatter the two legs of him, of the two guys beside Jesus, breaking down, this taking away this fake religion, so that the white horse can come through. All right, it's that white horse that sets everything straight. All right, because it's a traveling situation, and while you're on this dark side, while you have been depleted of Jesus and God, the whole thing, the whole beautiful scenario is gone from you. That when we go into meditation, it shuts down the mind. And that's the idea of the moon turning red with motions, stars falling from the sky, falling on the face of the earth. This is you, the body, going into meditation. And then you are traveling. This is the idea of you're trespassing through. This is the 40 days and 40 nights. The thing is that when you come out of this 40 days and 40 nights, you hope to be close to the top of a mountain someplace. But that you'll find that in our Bible, that's not where people show up. They wind up still not making it, or they decided to take this side over the promised land. So that's why, Jewish people can't get past the sixth chakra. They did not inherit the promised land. So they're down here on earth trying to do it, right? And what a shithole mess they got, right? So when this happens, there'll be thunderings that happen on that day. Let's see, all of these are fours, and this is all taken out of the book of Revelations, where they get most of their scare from. But this is about gaining insight. It's about, creating a higher mind and connecting to God. Even this idea that a woman giving birth and she's clothed in the sun, this is a good thing. She's got the sun under her feet. I mean, the moon under her feet, and this crown with 12 stars in it. This is a positive situation. This is yay, and the baby makes it past the demon, and they say, they just somehow or another gets things so backwards. It's crazy, just crazy. But this is about the end of times, this the green grass, and through the valley of death. Do we ever wind up over here on the heaven side of things? It's just really beautiful. But when you come to know things, it takes away the heat, takes away the scary part. And we could use a little bit more, more intelligent people in the world, or people that know, and it takes away the folly. All right? But anyways, don't get caught up with this, All of these are just symbols representing the mind. The mind, the calf, a face of man and the eagle. These are those are the four zodiac signs that are permanent. They are fixed. So you think about the word fixed. Means they're stayed in one place. They're going to be in one place. And that's what you get when you make it all the way over here to the white house, or to the white horse. Is a control situation where now all of these kingdoms, which would be the remember these were the kingdoms. We had the gold, which is the head, and the arms and chest as the second kingdom. The stars. This is brass. And when we get over here to the heaven part, let's see, gold, arms. Our fourth kingdom on here is iron and clay. Now, the reason why they have iron and clay is that they don't mix. Those two never mix. but it makes them shatter so they can be rebuilt and redone. And that's what the clay is about. The clay is, I can reform things, fix things, and mold them, and they can change. So this darkness in your life is not permanent, and it's totally up to you when you've had enough and you want to change. But you have to do these works. You have to do these works. This represents the Kundalini. All right, it's just 4 stages of mind. Was 5, but we're going to go to the 4 stages of consciousness, which goes from Earth, which is beta, into the water, which is alpha, where we disrobe, into theta, where we meet Jesus in the air. This is where we find the pale horse. We have, let's not talk about pale, that's the body. The physical side of us. This is the son of man coming in the air. That's what air is when it comes down to the third part. And the fire is our 4th fire, the top of the mountain. They all consume the fire that burns, that doesn't consume. It's the pyramid, fire in the middle. And it's also, when we get over here to the white side, that light stays on all the time. He says, you don't need this for this. You won't need all that because you got light on you all the time. Absolutely sure. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so happy end of times for you guys this weekend, And I hope you can. I hope you all can kill yourselves and do it in the proper manner, and you'll come out shiny, white, and brand new. Honest to goodness. So take your end of time serious. All right? See you.